It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Those monumental words spoken by Miami Valley native Neil Armstrong would change history.
It was a bigger-than-life event.
But 50 years after the moon landing, Armstrong's Ohio story was far from over. Tonight, we travel just south of Dayton.
They would say, "Is that Neil Armstrong?"
To the place where the first man on the moon settled into a quiet life, becoming a permanent fixture in Ohio's legacy. Saturday marks half a century since Wapakoneta's favorite son became the first man to set foot on the moon. Ohio not only gave Neil Armstrong roots, but wings. He learned to fly in his hometown and took pieces of the Wright Brothers airplane to the moon with him. And he made his post-astronaut home just south of Dayton, where people remember the man who walked on the moon as a down-to-earth guy. From the time the Apollo 11 crew was introduced in January 1969 with Ohioan Neil Armstrong its commander,
We'll now hear from Neil Armstrong.
his became a household name as the excitement built for months.
We're very happy to be ready to fly.
Until the long-awaited launch the morning of July 16th.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. We have a liftoff. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
And 4 days later, with 500 million viewers watching around the world, Neil Armstrong uttered those 11 famous words.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
I was sitting in the living room with everybody else in America watching this speckly TV picture.
75%.
By the time the crew splashed down, they were international heroes, inspiring other small-town kids like former shuttle astronaut Mark Brown.
It was a bigger-than-life event. Astronauts were bigger-than-life people. They were heroes that we all worship.
Brown and others who knew Armstrong said he was a reluctant hero who wanted a normal life for his family. After he left NASA, he bought this farm outside Lebanon, where he raised cattle and grew corn, soybeans, hay, and wheat. But it may have been this ice cream parlor in downtown Lebanon that first sold the Armstrongs on this area. His first wife, Janet, later recalled seeing people they thought they could identify with here. Do you remember what he ordered?
I do. He sat right here and ordered a cup of soup.
Do you know what kind of soup he liked?
He liked split pea, I know.
Phyllis Hartsock owned the Village Ice Cream Parlor and often washed dishes as she chatted with Armstrong, who ate lunch here almost every day.
Just a super guy. And sometimes when people would come in the parlor, they would say, "Is that Neil Armstrong?"
And she took it upon herself to ward off moonstruck customers.
And I said, "Yes, but you don't bother him while he's eating."
Armstrong showed his gratitude by signing this Milton Caniff sketch of himself.
It says, "Phyllis, with appreciation and your patience," from Neil Armstrong.
A copy of the autographed picture still hangs in the parlor today.
So Neil Armstrong must have been
Impressing even those too young to remember the moonwalk, but well aware of Armstrong's place in history.
It was just his time. It was his mission, and he said it was just the luck of the draw, and I was chosen for that mission, and I was in the right place at the right time.
I met Rob Robison on his first visit to the parlor. Turns out he's such a big space fan that when his son was born, he went on eBay and bought him an authentic Neil Armstrong autograph.
Can you imagine the pressure that he had? You know, very first person to walk on the moon. People wanted something from him probably all the time.
Both he and Phyllis understand why this area appealed to Armstrong after Apollo.
It's just a great place to raise a family and a great place to settle.
I think Lebanon accepted them, and I think they accepted Lebanon.
The value of her autographed Armstrong picture has undoubtedly increased with time, but Phyllis has no interest in selling it.
It's just been a treasure that I'll always remember, and remember him.
The first man on the moon whose roots were always planted in Ohio. In case you're wondering, Phyllis Hartsock is Mike's mom. President Trump has directed NASA to return American astronauts to the moon by 2024. NASA hopes one of them is the first woman on the moon. Our coverage of the 50th anniversary of the moon landing continues tomorrow. At this time Friday, NewsCenter 7's Jim Otte looks closer at Ohio's legacy in space. There are several archive videos on our WHIO streaming app right now for the moon landing's anniversary. That includes the first steps on the moon and President Nixon's call to Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. You can download the app on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.